Hello, everyone. It is your girl, Whitley, and this is another episode of Couples and Cocktails, baby.
Yes.
And I am sitting down with the... What? Do that dance again.
See that,
Hey.
see that shoulder?
Hey.
You feel me?
Don't hype it up.
Hey.
Turn it up. Okay,
Hey.
nah.
But I'm sitting down with none other than Jerry and LaLa. How's he? And they are like, when I tell you, if you don't know who they are, you're about to learn today. They are such an amazing couple, and they have an interesting love story. I want to know the real. Give them the real.
We're going to
okay?
give you the real today.
I
That's
want
what we
the
about.
real today.
That's
The
what we-
real.
The real.
And not
The real.
embellished. Okay.
Okay.
Ooh, wifey in the building. They don't know. They about to learn about you. So I hear you guys have a different version of your love story, how you met.
That's
So
a
I
fact.
need to know
Yeah,
who's
Jerry
this.
tells
I have
it
the
different.
official.
You have the
He
official?
tells it
Official.
different every single time.
Okay.
Like,
I just want to hear it.
but-
Let the people know. What is it?
Oh, so how we first met?
Yes.
Oh, so, we met in college. I've been with my wife for 12 years, but we met 15 years ago. And we met through, you in college.
A mutual friend.
You in college, one of my boys was messing with, a young lady. And she was coming over all the time. And we was like, yo, where's your friends at? Do you have any friends?
You wanted one of the
Yeah.
friends.
I know,
My friend was dating his friend.
Got it.
And we went to a little pregame at their house.
Yes.
And, it's a group of girls, a group of guys. And his friend, Lawrence, out of all the girls, he asked me which one of the guys in the room that I would be interested in. Out of all the girls, he asked me.
What?
So I looked around the room. I looked around the room and I said, "Oh, that one," because he was off in a corner ironing his clothes or something.
And I had a white
And
beater
I was like,
on, and she saw
that
the
one.
guns.
So I just pointed him out, and
She saw the guns, yo. The white beater with
hold
the
on.
guns was
So
crazy.
you asked, LaLa, I'm sorry. I got to get this straight because I know this was college Jerry. But I'm just picturing Jerry in the corner talking, ironing his wife beater. Is that a New
No,
York
I had a
thing?
white beater on.
Oh, yeah,
I was
white beater
ironing the
on.
shirt to put on top of
Oh,
that.
got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought, I heard ironing wife beater. I said that must be a New York thing, like y'all just out
No,
here.
I'm not ironing my white. I had a white
Okay,
beater on.
got it.
And I was ironing my shirt.
You did that on purpose? You knew she was
No,
coming?
I was just getting ready to go out, like how
Oh,
everybody
okay.
else was, And my boy Lawrence, he asked her, LaLa was the prettiest woman in the room, so.
well, thank you, thank you.
She is gorgeous.
Yeah. And so he asked her straight up, like, out of all the guys in here, like, who you see yourself with, like, type thing. And
Yeah, he said, "Who would you be interested?"
yeah,
in?
be
And I
interested
looked.
in. And she looked at me, and the whole room went crazy. It was my nickname is Shank, so they were like, hey, Shank, oh.
Shank.
Yeah, that's maybe gonna get into
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
But
No,
so they was like, yo, that's crazy, and I was like, I looked at her like, yo, she is pretty, and she has these nice legs, and she had this black outfit on with her legs crossed
You
like
saw how he
that.
did that, LaLa?
Yes.
He kind of went back. He kind of, his eyes,
Yeah,
he was looking
it
up
threw
in
me
the
back a
corner. He had a
little bit.
flashback. I see that.
Yeah, it threw me back a little bit, and then I was like, I left it at that moment, right? And it seemed like the next day,
Well, this is up for a debate because this is back when Facebook was just started out. It was just like a bunch of college students on Facebook, and somehow we were friends on Facebook. And I found his profile and I made a comment under one of his pictures, and I said I like
shirtless.
and
Oh.
he had it was shirtless.
So you knew what you liked.
Exactly.
You had already met him, right?
He was, handsome.
Okay.
Chocolate skin.
Yes.
I was like, you know what?
Go ahead, girl. Get what you want.
Facts.
And she did that, and then what'd you do?
Nah, so when she wrote me on Facebook, I was like, oh, I'm like, how we friends? And I was kind of confused. I just seen you the other day.
Well, like I said, that's up for debate if it was the next day or how that came about.
It was the next day.
The Facebook
It was
comment.
the next day.
But-
And then, I got a DM. Like, yo, like, what you doing for the summer? Type thing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's up for debate as well.
So you're saying you don't, that's
I got
sketchy?
receipts.
Or did you just reach out? Did
Yeah,
you do
but
all that?
you never presented those receipts to me. Yeah, that's all alleged.
Okay.
I don't know where, really, I can't remember exactly like how we, started hanging out then, but somehow we connected through Facebook.
You connected through Facebook.
And, you know.
We started hanging up. Basically, what we did, we started hanging out around each other, and we kept going back and forth. And
yeah, it was a lot of on again, off again throughout school. You know.
I'm seeing that might be a pattern, but I think it's powerful because you guys were meeting each other. What age were you when you actually started dating?
20.
Yeah, I was 20. Yeah.
We were like 20 years old when we first met.
20 years old.
This is like in a span of 4 5 years.
Yeah.
So that we were on again, off again.
Do you recommend couples when they're on again, off again, to do anything specific to see when you're just gonna stay on? So instead of being on off, we just on. How would you give them guidance?
I feel like we weren't really like taking it serious at that point.
Okay.
Like it was just, I don't know. I feel like our progression happened naturally because he never asked me like, oh, like, will you be my girlfriend?
Yeah, we never
like,
to this day.
Yeah, we
never.
Yeah.
We don't have an anniversary like on a boyfriend girlfriend. We have a wedding day.
Come on.
That's the only anniversary we have.
We were together every day, spending time, and it was just obvious that we were boyfriend and girlfriend. So it just like happened naturally.
There's some mutual respect.
Yeah.
We moved in with each other after, I guess,
a year. It was a year of dating.
A year when we went straight of dating.
Yeah.
We moved in together, and that was a fun trip as well.
So how old were you when you guys moved in together?
I was like,
that was senior year, or was it after?
Probably like 22.
Okay.
Yeah, about 22.
Yeah.
And when did you, I guess I'm going to point to you, Jerry, know that LaLa was the one? What stage of this on again, off again, finally being serious, dating in your 20s, were you like, I'm ready to settle down?
When we was going back and forth, I would mess with other women, and I wasn't happy with anybody else. And, and it was kind of funny. We would beef, right? And then when we see each other out, and they'd be like, kind of mad at each other. Like,
yeah, Jerry had this thing where at all the parties he would just have to take his shirt off, and he knew that would make me so mad. Like I used to hate seeing him in the party with his shirt off. You were that
dude?
Yes.
Listen, I benefited.
Yes, he was. So even if we were like not on at the moment, like if I saw him in the party, like, I'm gonna, like, why you got your shirt off? I'm gonna confront you. Like, why you got your shirt off? What are you doing?
Yeah.
So it was always like,
we went back.
It was a lot of like sexual tension, I would say, like between us during those times.
Okay. It was spicy, it was hot, and it looked like it's still hot. Okay, come on.
Okay.
LaLa got this on lockdown. And the crazy part is, I feel like, with your relationship especially, people don't realize how much you really like run the show. All right, we just Jerry, don't say nothing. You just be honest.
She
okay?
She does run the show.
She runs the show. I've never met someone like literally, not just saying LaLa, my wife. Hold on, I gotta check with my wife. Hold on, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's obviously respect there, but what I'm hearing is that, girl, you've been holding it down for a minute. So, like, what was that like? Seeing now, I mean, like, the glow up is real, but seeing your husband from like the beginning, when there probably did sound like there was much, to then where you guys have been now, what has that process been like, and what advice do you have for women maybe going through that same phase where it's like, should I hold on? Should I stay in this? It's looking a little touch and go.
I mean, I definitely always felt like he would be my husband one day. Like, this is from the beginning. Like, I felt like he was always someone that I would marry. This would be the person that I would marry, and he would make a great father. One of the things I loved about him is that he was like very family oriented, and he comes from a big family, and I've always like cherished that and wanted that. So just from the beginning, I just knew like that he would be my husband, and I guess that's what, kept me going as long as it did, because how long did it take for us to get engaged? What was it?
When we got together officially, it was 7 years.
7 years. So we got engaged after 7 years, and I just knew one day that, he would be my husband. So, yeah.
It's kind of crazy that you say that, because I remember she has one of her close friends' names is Simone, right? And
Yes.
Simone came
I
to
know
me.
her.
This is probably like after a year of us dating, and she was
Yeah.
like, you know, if you ask LaLa to marry her, she will say yes. And I was like, what you mean?
I
Say
said
LaLa been talking about she want to marry you and something.
no. I said if he was to ask me today to get married to him, I would say yes.
Aw.
And she went back and told him that.
As a good best friend should. Okay,
Yeah.
listen.
And the funny thing is, like, my best friends became like his best friends. So we had like that kind of like dynamic between us. Like we've like become best friends
Yeah.
first, and like the love was just like
Yeah.
always there.
Yeah.
So
You know, what I'm hearing, LaLa, which I don't want to not acknowledge, especially for you, is patience. Like you were willing, because what I'm hearing you say is maybe in that moment when you met him, he wasn't there, but you were
Yes.
willing to go through 7 years of just
Yes.
going through this journey. I don't want to like skip over that. That shows a level of discipline, okay? Because most women, especially these days, will be like, screw you, I could do it by myself, whatever. But to be there
Yeah.
and to be, supportive, what was that
Yeah.
like? What was keeping
I mean,
you?
I would say it was patience, but we did have conversations of like, okay, so there has to be like some future, plans for this relationships. And we had those conversations, and I let him know, time is ticking. So, if we're going to go to the next step, then, that has to happen soon.
Yeah.
Not putting, too much pressure, but just having that conversation
Yeah.
and, discussing like what's the next step for us. So, he definitely was aware that,
Yes.
Yeah, you set expectations, and there was, you need to do that. You need to be able to
Yes.
feel comfortable and safe enough to say, this is what I'm looking for in a relationship. And I think that's
Exactly.
powerful. Kudos to you. And it
Yes.
worked. Come on. Over here,
It definitely
bling.
worked. She got me.
I was going to say for you, Jerry, what has been, I guess, for you, the most beneficial experience of marriage, especially it sounds like LaLa, who's been like a rock to you. What has been like a part of the marriage that's really helped you to grow and really expand into the man that you are today?
Well, I have a partner that's always going to have my back. Especially in the world we live in now, it's always people out there trying to take advantage of you in so many different ways. And one thing I know about my wife is she always have our best interests.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to friends or when it comes to like different things, opportunities to do it, I always reach out and tell my wife, like, hey, what you think about this? What you think about that? So we kind of collab together on that.
That's beautiful. First off, y'all try to make me cry over here, okay?
No tears, baby. No tears. No tears.
But, the thing that I really would like to speak on is how transparent you were with your journey, especially with your daughter. And
Yes.
that process in the NICU. I know you already had, your son, JJ, but what was
Yes.
that journey like, and what led you to want to share with people, especially because, I think it's great for people to see you even in this light today as the power couple that you are. But I think putting yourself out there and being so transparent and vulnerable, I think it was really empowering. But what led you to feel like it was time for you to share your life in that way?
That was definitely like one of like the most difficult times like in our relationship. Because nothing can prepare you for going to the hospital, delivering your baby, and not going home with your baby. So I feel like that brought our relationship together even more. Like it made us even stronger. Just going in the NICU room and there's other babies in there, and just being in there and just like feeling like hopeless and just like your spirit is down. It was very challenging, and Jerry definitely was there just letting me know that that she was going to be okay. And one thing about him is like you feel his energy, whether it's like good or bad, like you feel it. Like he has very strong energy. And every time I would be in there and he would tell me like she's gonna be okay, she's gonna everything's gonna be fine. Like I really felt that, and that like literally like helped me so much, like get through those 25 days that she was in there. Wow. And it was just,
You got to walk in faith.
But one of the things that people really love about you is you're a family man. Whether it's your wife, your kids, family back home. Every time I'm talking to you, I gotta help them, I gotta do this. how have you been able to stay so like true and authentic to who you are and your roots, especially knowing where you come from to where you are now, and really build the family that you want? Like, how has that, and what has that journey been like for you?
How have I been true? Well, me growing up, I grew up in a household where I had 7 brothers and sisters, and my 2 parents. I grew up in a 2-parent home. My parents were married for 45 years. We grew up in an 800 square foot apartment, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. It was crazy, and we was just such a tight family, you know. And you know, when I was growing up, I said, you know what, I want to be married. Like, I want to be married at the age of 23. I put a time limit on myself. I said, yo, at the age of 23, I want to be married. And then I'm like, no, it's not going to happen. But I said, I want to be married at 23.
Yeah.
I just always saw myself as like raising kids and being part of a family and just doing great things and stuff like that.
His dad was very hands-on with them.
Yeah.
I think a lot of that comes from seeing his dad, you know, take care of them.
Yeah, my father took care of the household. You know, and he inspired me in so many different ways, you know, from a man that, you know, he was born in a different time, you know, 1944 in South Carolina.
Wow.
It was totally different, you know, and for him to, you know, he dropped out of school in 3rd grade with basically no education. And for him to be able to put my mother through college, you know, he was an iron worker in New York City. He worked 20 years without taking a break, like 1 vacation. He didn't take not 1 vacation. So just seeing how hard he worked and just, that instilled something in me. You know, I wasn't able to see it because I was young.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, he did that for my mother. Then he had a little injury to his back, and then my mother just took over. You know, she was the hustler. You know, and she was out. She had her own clothing store in the Bronx, and that went bad. And then she became another hustler on the streets. You know, selling T-shirts, hat, coffee mugs. She'll sell you this coffee table, but she instilled that. It was like, yo, hard work. Like, don't wait on nobody. And so that's why I live my life. I don't wait on nobody.
Yeah.
And she had me out there with her at the age of 7, selling everything. Like, yo, go talk to that person, sell that.
Wow.
That's why I've always been able to talk to anybody and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So she instilled a lot in me.
That's beautiful. What legacy do you want to leave on this world? I mean, you guys have already been doing so much. It's clear your friends, your supporters, people understand, but what legacy at the end of the day, if we were, God forbid it's not happening, but to stand in the room with you at your funeral and hearing what people would say, what would you want them to say about who you are and what legacy you've left?
That for me, 'cause I guess this is 2 different questions, right, for each of us. For me, I just want to be known as first a great father, right? Before I want to be a great father to my kids. I want to be able to leave something behind for them, and I want to be known for a person that gave back a lot, that changed so many lives. I'm really invested into people, and like I want people to really to understand that, like, yo, we all could be great, but you gotta, you know, excuse my language, but just get off your ass.
Yeah.
Like, yo, there's so much stuff out there for us that we look for excuses why not to do it. Like, if we tap into those things on why we can do it, then we can be great. And you know, just those are things that I care about. You know, I care about like my kids, my wife. I want to make sure that we stay successful and we grow old together. Like on the Love Book, or what was that Notebook?
Yes, the Love Book. What is the Love?
No, not the Love Book, no, the Notebook. You saw they both like
movies.
they was gone at the end of the day. I mean, whatever in the movie. But I just want to be able to grow old together and be able to take care of both our families and basically, you know, make sure that our children's lives are 10 times better than the life that we grew up with. You know, so it's just. That's for me, you know.
Yeah, I would definitely say our children, just pouring into them and giving them all the opportunities that we didn't grow up, that's what I live for. Like, I just love, like, you know, taking them places and doing things with them that, you know, I didn't get to do, like, you know, when I was a little kid. And yeah, because he likes to be a homebody, but I'm like, okay, what can we do? What new adventure could we get into?
What's next for Stronghouse? If people want to know? Okay, anything new coming up, or where can they catch you at?
Well, we got some big things going
Some
in
big
Ghana.
things
Yes.
coming.
Yeah,
Okay,
in Ghana.
that's all they
We
need.
have,
Nice.
or just say we have a big announcement
We got a
coming
big-
up.
We have a
soon.
big announcement coming
We going
soon.
international.
We going
Okay.
international.
Okay,
So
it's okay. It's all right. We just the earrings like we're
It's
done.
just this ear.
It's
I
just
don't
that earring.
understand.
It just really doesn't want to be there. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, let me just-
Yeah.
Yeah,
We need to start
Okay,
rapping
Jerry,
because they
Jerry,
clearly.
stop
All
it.
right.
Okay.
All right. That's how you keep it spicy. Okay. Big announcement. Where do they check out Stronghouse?
you can come to Strong House Fitness at 716 North La Brea Avenue, Los Angeles, California. We directly across the street from Pink's Hot Dogs.
Oh.
Don't go to Pink's Hot Dogs. Come to Strong
Don't
House
get a
Fitness.
hot
We got
dog.
you, baby.
Come to Stronghouse.
We
All
got
right.
you.
Well, let's drink
Your
to that.
favorite
Come on.
wine.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Here we go. Couples and cocktails,
Yes.
baby.
Yes.
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 Woo!
Come
Shout
on,
out
Whit.
to
I
you.
need to see you drink it,
Cheers.
Whit.
Come on,
Whit.
come on, come on, come on.
Come on, Whit.
Woo! I'm watching my figure, Jerry.
I got
thought
you.
told
I got you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Couples and Cocktails. Make sure that you follow at Whitley Porter, you know what I mean? At Couples and Cocktails. Come on, we gonna do our thing. Love you guys.